We're talking today on WHUP with Max Wareham, who has a very successful and outstanding album out this spring called Dadgummit, and he is coming to Carrboro on May 24th to be part of the first Carrboro Bluegrass Festival in the lawn behind Cat's Cradle. Welcome to WHUP, Max.
Thanks for having me, Art.
My pleasure. You did so many different things, your own band, you've written one book and are working on the second one about bluegrass banjo history, and you play with Peter Rowan as you did at Merlefest very recently. How has working with Peter taught you or affected your thinking about music and bluegrass, working with such a remarkable character who's both very traditional and very untraditional? Somebody who is comfortable with Monroe or with reggae artists.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You know, I've been a fan of Peter's music for so long, and to be honest, I love the straight-ahead bluegrass stuff he does just as much as I love, you know, Reggae Billy or any of the other albums that he's done experimenting with other styles of music. You know, one of the things that I've learned from Peter is that regardless of what the style of music is that if it sounds good, it is good. Now, we were in the studio recording his album, Calling You From My Mountain, and we were in the control room listening back to some of the takes we had just done. And we listened to one that sounded really good. I listened to the banjo break that I played, and I said, yeah, that was good, but I got to go back in and punch in that one note. And Peter said, well, why? What do you mean? And I said, well, I played a wrong note there. You know, don't you hear it? And he looked at me like I was crazy. And he said, this is music. There are no notes. It's just sounds. And if it sounds good, it is good.
All right.
So that was a lesson for me, for sure.
Yeah. And I'm really fortunate, I feel like, to have known Peter for a long time. And, you know, he's sort of one of the few people you can pick up with, even if you haven't seen him in a decade.
Oh,
you can
yeah.
just pick up a conversation. And what I want to know is, how did you guys first get together? How did you meet?
Well, let's see. We first got together actually at Thanksgiving, 2008. And the reason we got together at Thanksgiving is because he's actually a cousin of my father's. And so we're distantly related. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Now, I never knew him growing up. I mean, the relation is distant enough. And I had been living in New York City studying jazz guitar. And I heard a banjo player on the street just busking. And when I heard the sound of that banjo, it was like everything changed. And I got way into the banjo, way into bluegrass. And a few months down the line of really studying the music, my mom said, well, you know, Dad's cousin is a bluegrass musician. You should check him out. So I started. Yeah. How about that?
Wow.
So it was you know, convenient for him. He was in New England for Thanksgiving, and that's where I'm from. And so we met at Thanksgiving, and you know, as the years went on, we kept in touch, and he started taking me under his wing a little bit. You know, one thing he told me was, if you really want to learn the music, it's not about understanding it. It's not about asking questions and understanding the answers. It's about getting up on stage and doing it and making the music. And so I feel extremely fortunate to have gotten to learn that way alongside one of the legends of the music.
And while you do play with Peter, you have your own solo career going as well with your own band, and you put out the album Dadgummit early this year. How have things been going with your solo career, which is how you'll be seen in Carrboro on May 24th?
Yeah, they've been great. It's been so great to have the album out in the world, and it's been getting lots of good reviews and good feedback. I've been touring with my band, the National Bluegrass Team, and the shows have been going great. You know, we're playing a lot of the music from the album, as well as some new stuff from the next album, which isn't recorded yet. And it's just a great joy, and it's a great honor to get to share the music with audiences around the country.
Well, it's really been fun to playing it on my show, Max. I've really enjoyed it. And,
well, I really appreciate you doing that. Yeah.
Well, you know, we're all on the same team, right?
That's right.
I'll pull for you, you pull for me, and we'll pull each other up out of the mud and, you know, sail on. I really think we could solve all the world's problems if we could just bring bluegrass music to the troubled spots in the world and let it go and see what happens.
Oh, well, I think that's a great idea. I'm sure you know Bill Monroe famously said, bluegrass music has made more friends around the world than any other.
Oh, yeah. That is the truth. He and I became pretty good friends.
Oh, yeah?
So I was always honored about that. Of course, you know, how he liked the girls, and I was, you know, and bless his sweetheart, he never gave up. He never gave up. I was more of just, you know, wanting to be around him and absorbing music, and I think he saw that, you know, and he asked me to carry on his music after he had died.
Wow.
And this was back in 1988.
Wow.
And I was so shocked, you know, and he grabbed both my hands and drew them to his heart and looked at me straight in the eye. He goes, promise me you'll carry this music on. So that's what I'm doing.
She faithfully plays him here on Panhandle Country on Hillsborough's community radio station, WHUP. Besides being a banjo player and a band leader and a composer, you're also a book author. The last time you were on WHUP, it was about your biography of Rudy Lyle. Are you working on a new book?
Well, I am indeed working on a new book. This one is also about the history of bluegrass music, and it's a bit different though because I'm collaborating on this book with legendary banjo player Butch Robbins, who played in Bill Monroe's band. Actually, in three different decades, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And as Tony Trischka calls him, he's the great bluegrass philosopher. And he's got a lot of ideas about the history of bluegrass, and, of course, playing in Monroe's band, he's really studied Monroe's vision really intensely. Tried to really understand what Monroe's music was all about, what bluegrass music is all about. And so he and I are working on a book about Monroe's vision and the history of bluegrass music.
Beautiful.
I've got a beautiful picture of Monroe and Butch Robbins from 1981.
Oh, really?
If you ever need it.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah. I'll have to go and find it now, but...
yeah.
I'll look it somewhere.
So you said the band is called the National Bluegrass Team. How did you come to choose that name, which does in ways reference certain bluegrass aspects of bluegrass history, especially the really early days?
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I just thought it was kind of fun and lighthearted. Obviously, there's no international bluegrass league, so we're certainly not the official team. But, you know, I just thought it was kind of a fun, lighthearted kind of name that would maybe catch the eye.
Or catch your ear.
Or the ear, exactly.
Do you and Butch discuss team as part of Monroe's vision?
Well, we have, a little bit, yeah. I mean, of course, baseball is such an important part of Monroe's vision. And some of the qualities and the teamwork from baseball, I think he very intentionally put into bluegrass music. So yeah, that's certainly part of the whole scope of it. Yeah.
So the irony of Monroe's vision just now occurred to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Didn't that really like break his heart? You know what I'm saying? That he couldn't play, but he really wanted to.
Sorry, who's that?
Bill Monroe.
Little.
Oh, that he couldn't play baseball.
Yeah, when he was little. Yeah.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, and that didn't stop him from developing a pretty mean pitching arm. I know he had a couple old gloves in the bus up above up above the front of the bus. You know, if you're inside the bus and you look up above, there's this little storage compartment. And Monroe kept a couple old gloves there, and he would oftentimes take a member or two of the Bluegrass boys, go out back behind the bus, and I don't think playing catch is quite the right description of it, because I think he would just rip the fastest fastballs he could and see if the others could catch them. And he actually knocked.
Great combination.
Yeah. So I know Rowan would. They did that once, and Bill was throwing the ball fast enough that Pete decided once was enough, and later, maybe it was a decade or two later, Butch was doing the same thing with Monroe, and Monroe threw the ball so fast it glanced off the glove and hit Butch in the head, and it completely knocked him out.
Wow.
I mean, he had the pitcher's arm.
Oh,
he had the pitcher's arm, and that's the same arm he would use to play the mandolin. So there you have it.
Oh, wow. It's all in the wrist.
There you go. It's all in the wrist.
That's what he used to tell me.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Did he have a favorite baseball team? Do you know?
Oh, I'm sure he did, but I don't know off the top of my head who it was.
Yeah, I never heard him talk of such a thing.
Yeah, I didn't.
I mean, I wonder if he did, actually, because of, his favorite baseball team would be the team he was playing on. Like
Yeah, I think.
There wasn't a whole lot of fanboy that I ever noticed in Bill Monroe.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, we're sure looking forward to seeing you May 24th at the Carrboro Bluegrass Festival, Max. How can people find out more about you and purchase copies of Dadgummit and your book about Rudy Loft?
Well, people can visit my website, which is my name. It's Max, M-A-X, Wareham, WAREHAM.com. And there people can check other dates that we're playing around, order CD or LP of Dadgummit, and also take a look at the Rudy Lyle book as well. So yeah, website's probably the best way to be in touch.
Are you playing solo at the festival, or are you bringing a few people with you?
Yeah, I'm bringing the whole National Bluegrass team with me, which is 3 others. We're a 4-piece band, no fiddle, but yeah, we'll have the whole band there, and really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to seeing all the other acts. I mean, it's just a great lineup. And also just honored to be a part of the inaugural festival, the very first one.
Thanks
Great
very
talking
much.
to you, Art and Becky. Yeah, thank you.